An AI model just solved an 80-year-old math problem on its own. Three billionaires killed a White House executive order with phone calls. And Google search broke in a way you have to see to believe. Today, we've got frontier math from OpenAI, Google betting the company on agentic search, Andrej Karpathy jumping to Anthropic, Trump scrapping a last-minute AI safety order, and DeepSeek locking in a permanent price war on APIs. From Erdős to executive orders to disregard. So let's get into it. This is ASN News, Artificial Signal Network. Signal over noise. We filter the hype and report what actually changed. AI, robotics, chips, software, and the policy shaping all of it. Story 1. According to OpenAI, an internal general-purpose reasoning model autonomously disproved the Erdős unit distance conjecture, a discrete geometry problem Paul Erdős posed in 1946. The model was not trained on this problem, not walked through step by step, and not propped up with proof assistance. OpenAI says it produced a 125-page proof connecting elementary geometry to algebraic number theory, including Golod-Shafarevich class field towers, techniques combinatorial geometers hadn't applied here before. Here's the question in plain terms. Put n points on a plane. How many pairs can be exactly distance one apart? For roughly 80 years, square grid-style arrangements were treated as the best anyone could do. This model found infinite families of counterexamples, and that's why this isn't a chess-style benchmark win. It's novel research mathematics from a general LLM. Fields medalist Tim Gowers reviewed the work. According to OpenAI's published remarks, Gowers called it a milestone in AI mathematics. Separately, Princeton mathematician Will Sawin refined the bound further, confirming a lower bound of n to the power 1.014, documented in a companion paper on Archive and discussed by mathematician Gil Kalai on his blog. Why it matters. This is among the first credible cases of AI autonomously cracking a prominent open problem at the center of a field, not just assisting a human proof. What to watch. Whether open-weight models can replicate the capability, and whether math departments start treating AI-generated proofs as standard tooling. OpenAI has hinted at aiming the same approach at other Erdős problems. Story 2. Google I/O ran May 19th and 20th, and the through line was clear. Search and the Gemini app are becoming agents, not link lists. According to coverage of the event, Gemini Spark is pitched as a persistent, cloud-based agent tied to Gmail, chat, and more than 30 third-party apps through MCP, the Model Context Protocol handshake that lets models call standardized tools. There's also Agent Payments Protocol safeguards, AP2, for commerce-style agent actions. Creative Studio integrations push the agent story further. Generate an image in Gemini, then edit it in Canva, Adobe, or CapCut without app hopping. Consensus reporting puts Gemini app monthly active users above 900 million globally, a scale number Google is using to argue the agent layer already has distribution. But the agentic search overhaul already hit a visible crack. According to TechCrunch, searching the single word disregard on Google now breaks the AI search interface. Massive empty space above whatever results appear. That's confirmed reporting, not rumor, and it's a trust signal for a product that underpins hundreds of billions in ad revenue. Why it matters. If edge case failures ship on core search, quality and revenue risk rise fast. If Gemini Spark works as advertised, personal AI assistants get redefined overnight. What to watch. How quickly Google patches disregard and real adoption curves for Spark post-I/O. Story 3. Andrej Karpathy, OpenAI co-founder, former Tesla AI lead, Eureka Labs founder, has joined Anthropic's pre-training team. According to TechCrunch, confirmed via Karpathy's own post, he'll build a new group under Nick Joseph focused on using Claude to accelerate pre-training research itself, effectively asking the model to help improve the pipeline that builds the next Claude. He's the third senior OpenAI figure to land at Anthropic after Jan Leica in May 2024 and John Schulman in August 2024. Karpathy's background, production-scale neural nets at Tesla, mid-training work at OpenAI, LLM education at Eureka, maps directly to the job. Shrink iteration time on the most expensive phase of frontier model development. Why it matters. Anthropic is operationalizing recursive self-improvement on purpose, not as a slogan, at a moment when IPO rumors and a reported roughly $900 billion valuation are in the air. What to watch? Whether pre-training cycle times measurably compress over the next 6 months. If they do, lab competition shifts from raw compute bragging to research velocity. Story 4. President Trump canceled a planned AI executive order on May 21, 2026, hours before a scheduled signing ceremony, according to AP News and USA Today. The draft would have created a voluntary 90-day pre-launch review framework for frontier models, with NSA involvement in classified testing, partly motivated by Anthropic's Claude Mythos work surfacing zero-day vulnerabilities at scale. Consensus reporting from Forbes and others describes direct calls to Trump from Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, and former AI czar David Sacks, alongside Axios reporting that Trump dislikes regulation and that Sacks viewed the order as unnecessary. Trump told reporters he didn't want anything slowing a U.S. lead over China. National security staff, who spent weeks on the draft, reportedly lacked comparable access in the final hours. This is policy by phone tree, not interagency process, and the outcome is no federal pre-deployment standard at the exact moment labs ship models capable of autonomous vulnerability discovery. What to watch? State-level bills filling the vacuum. California's suspense file votes are upcoming, and whether any lab voluntarily publishes its own pre-release testing protocol. Story 5. DeepSeek has made its 75% API discount on V4 Pro permanent, not a promo ending May 31st. According to Engadget and Android headlines, citing official company communication and DeepSeek's pricing page, V4 Pro now runs $0.435 per million input tokens and $0.87 per million output tokens, roughly 8 to 10 times cheaper than Claude Opus 4.7 on comparable positioning, with V4 Pro supporting up to a 1 million token context window and large output limits. V4 Flash sits even lower, around $0.14 per million input tokens on published pricing. Why it matters. Permanence changes startup math. API spend stops being a temporary arbitrage and becomes structural pressure on U.S. labs whose commercial flywheels lean on inference revenue. What to watch? Whether OpenAI, Anthropic, or Google answer with price moves, and whether U.S. lawmakers escalate restrictions on DeepSeek APIs after prior government device bans. Quick reset. OpenAI and Gowers on autonomous math proofs. Google's Agentic search with a confirmed disregard failure mode. Karpathy recruiting Claude to train Claude. Trump killing a federal review framework after billionaire calls. DeepSeek anchoring a permanent low-cost API floor. With Anthropic now betting on AI to accelerate its own successor, and OpenAI's math model rewriting what textbooks might need to say about Erdős, next week's cycle could look very different. Stay locked in. If you want this briefing daily, model releases, agent systems, robotics, chips, policy, and the shifts that actually matter, subscribe to ASN News for daily AI and technology updates. Subscribe to ASN News, Artificial Signal Network, signal over noise.